Welcome into another edition of Corky's Coach's Corner, presented by Valu-Net Fiber of Emporia. And Bethany Bowman, your host, joined here by Emporia State football defensive backs coach Eriq Moore.
Decorative towel.
There was a mess. I wiped up a mess.
Yeah, you.
Where is the box? Never mind, I found it.
When game day is a go, there's a Bud Light there.
Back here with defensive backs coach for Emporia State football, Eriq Moore. This segment presented to you by Bud Light, distributed by Flint Hills Beverage. And Coach Moore, that is all about the COVID situation. You know, for your first year here at Emporia State, and it has certainly been a unique one, but how have you and the coaching staff and the team really taken this all on?
Well, we really tried to find the positive in all of this. I know it sounds weird, but COVID has been going on since like March, and throughout this whole thing, it's been a lot of negative talk. A lot of people, we're going to not have a season, we're not going to have this. Well, what we did is we found some positive. And with our younger guys, we found a way to get those guys better. And right now, usually, freshmen get separated from red shirts to guys that don't red shirt to travel squad. And as coaches, we have to, be with the guys that are going to play for us on Saturday. Well, we don't have any games this fall, so now we get to be around everybody, and we get to really focus on everyone and try to get better. And that's been our whole mindset, is to get better each day. And I think that we have.
What are some things that you guys have done to really keep the guys enthusiastic? Like you said, you can't play games on Saturdays, but do you guys do any competition-type things throughout the team?
Oh, yeah. Coach Higgins, he does a great job of with the competitions. We have goal ball competitions, a lot of offense versus defense with that. And then another thing that we've done, we've broken down the practices. So we got a young practice and then an older guys practice. So kind of, people that are new to campus, could be a redshirt freshman, true freshman. And then you kind of got those older guys that has been here a little bit and kind of know how we do things. And we've been splitting them up like that. And I think that, splitting practices up and then also going every other day with practice, you get that hunger when it's practice day because you didn't practice the day before. So I think we've done a great job of just kind of monitoring our guys' temperament, not doing anything where we're going to, I don't want to say get bored, but where we're not just kind of being monotonous, you know what I mean? So I think we've done a great job with it. Like I say, Coach Higgins done a great job. We split it up and then keeping those guys just fresh and hungry to practice.
Coach, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more on Corky's Coach's Corner.
Copier's not working.
All right, stand aside. I got this.
What's going on here?
Oh, it was his idea.
Family owned since 1963, CPI is committed to outstanding service before you buy and after. We're in the business of establishing and maintaining relationships so your equipment runs efficiently for years to come.
Are you a wizard? Answer me.
Back again with Eriq Moore of Emporia State football defensive backs coach. This segment is presented to you by CPI Technologies. Coach, you are one of the new kids on the block for this team this year.
Absolutely.
So I know this might be a little bit of a hard question, but why come to Emporia State? You've obviously gotten to see some of the advantages, this being your first year. And so for prospective student athletes, what makes this a special place?
Well, answer your first one. I chose this place really because of, the men, the people that make up this place, really. And when I say men, I mean the coaching staff. On my interview, good men, great coaches, authentic, good to be around. And that really made me feel at home. And my wife, she's from Kansas City, so everything kind of worked our way back home in a way. But for a recruit, this place, ever since I've been here, I see smiling faces. I can walk past just a random student on campus. I know they got their mask up, but they always give me a, hey, how are you? And I always greet them back. And then, you're in MIAA. This is the best D2 conference, and I believe that, and I think that if anybody that watches football, that sports fan, I should say, they understand what this conference can do. And I think that if you're someone looking for a home, 18, 17-year-old kid looking for a home to spend your next 4 to 5 years at and play some good football, from my side, been a football coach, I think that Emporia State's the place to be.
Family over everything and brick by brick, just all those mottos that talk about the culture here at Emporia State. How have you seen those exemplified in the short time that you've been here?
Oh, those, that first one right there, family over everything, that is more than just preached. With everything going on in our nation today, we were able to have a conversation, whole team, and everyone was able to speak and provide perspectives, and we were able to talk about what's going on in the nation, and we were able to get everyone kind of aware of what was going on, you know what I mean? And some come from New York City, some come from small town Kansas, but when we're in that room on that day in that meeting, we were able to provide perspective, and we were able to really see family over everything and see how we all came together, even though that we're from different cities, different backgrounds, but we came together. And guys are working out right now. You can see it. And brick by brick, that is, I think that, you may hear that a lot, but here we really do go brick by brick, and you don't put the carriage in front of the horse. When we start going through COVID stuff, we met as coaches, hey, what's the best way to do this? It wasn't just jumping and do what everybody else has done. This is what we're going to do. We met as coaches. We talked about it. We asked our players what they wanted to do. And then I think that kind of helps our last one, which is trust and accountability. Our players trust us. And I think that's huge at a program, because I've been a player and been a coach. I've been around, and not everywhere that those players are going to trust those coaches. And sometimes those coaches, it's hard to trust some of those players sometimes. But I think here it is evident that we trust our players trust us, and then we hold them accountable and they hold us accountable. So,
go to another quick break, but we will be right back with more with defensive backs coach Eriq Moore.
ESB Financial proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's a catchy word for earning cash that just might make you want to dance. Get paid for doing simple things you do anyway. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at ESB Financial.
Thanks for joining us again with defensive backs coach at Emporia State, Eriq Moore. This last segment presented to you by ESB Financial. Coach Moore, this one is all about you. We can't wait to get to know a little bit more about yourself. You have spent time at Southern Arkansas University prior to coming to Emporia State, also Chadron State. You played at Southeast Missouri State yourself. Yeah. Pretty decorated player there. So tell us a little bit more about your past and background.
Like you said, played at Southeast Missouri State. I'm from St. Louis, so Seymour is home to me. And then just being back closer to the Midwest, I'm back home, I feel like. But everywhere I've been, I've always been the same person, a young, enthusiastic coach. I always like to say that even when I get to my older ages, I don't want to throw age out there, I don't want to offend anyone, but even when I get up to my older age and coaching, I want to be able to provide that same juice that I provide today. And I think that I've done that everywhere I've been. Even as a player, I always had a little bit of juice in me, a little hypeness to me. But being here, I look forward to continuing that, staying juiceful, and then just building off that.
During your playing career, I believe you had 8 interceptions. Talk about the type of player that you are on the field.
On the field, I had 8 interceptions, but I tell guys all the time, I wasn't the best athlete. I was just a smart football player and really wasn't scared. I don't think you can play football scared. So I was just a dude that loved the game, so I was willing to put in the work, film study, tendencies, just I was willing to put in that dirty work to make myself look like a better athlete, but I really wasn't that good of an athlete. I just had some good athletes around me, and I was able to help those guys get lined up, and they were able to make me look good.
When you were at Southeast Missouri State, there is a little bit of a SEMO Emporia State connection. Several coaches from here and there, intertwining.
Absolutely.
The head coach, Tom Martukowicz, was also an assistant here at Emporia State.
Yep.
What did you know about the Hornets as you were there? You hadn't been here yet, but what were you hearing?
Oh, I had heard a lot of good stuff about Emporia State. My special teams coordinator, Coach Matt Morton, I know that he played here, even coached here a little bit. Coach Morton, I mean, he was an ESU Hornet through and out. I mean, he bragged on his place like no other. He told me he was number 8, and he would have routed me up any day of the week. I mean, Coach Morton really, I mean, he banged the table for this place, and that's the truth. And then ultimately, he's part of the reason why I was able to, find my way back to the Midwest at Emporia State University. He coached me, and he had some connections with the staff, and ultimately, he's part of the reason why I was able to come here, and I'm grateful for it because, like I say, Coach Morton, great dude as a coach, and then also just a great man, and we keep our relationship today. He's in town for the golf tournament a few months ago, and he told me about some play I messed up on as a player. We laughed about it, and Coach Morton hasn't changed. So.
And you have a family, a wife, and 2 sons.
Two sons.
Tell us about them.
So my wife, Unique, that's her name. It's funny because she hears a lot of jokes about that. Unique, and she's from Kansas City. We actually met in college. She ran track. I played football. I was a little young pup when she was a senior. Like, as crazy as that sound. And then our oldest son, he's 6. He just had a birthday on Tuesday. And that's Eriq Jr., EJ is what we call him. And then the youngest, he's 11 months, and that's Elijah. Elijah's a handful. Elijah, he's going to be my linebacker. EJ, he's going to be my lawyer. He's very aware of what's going on around him, doesn't want to do anything too much that's going to make him sweat, but he's always picking up on everything that happens around him. Elijah, 110, everything he does. So kind of polar opposites in a way. They look very similar, but they're polar opposites.
And then in the short time you've been here in the Emporia community, have you found any favorite restaurants or places to eat?
We have. Billy Sam's Barbecue. It's legit. My wife and I, we moved up, I want to say March 17th. We got everything going in our home. That weekend, we went to Billy Sam's. The next weekend, we went to Billy Sam's. The weekend after that, we went to Billy Sam's. So then I finally asked the coach to say, hey, I've been eating at Billy Sam's. We love the barbecue, but what's some other good places to eat? And then they told me about Doobie's and I think Bobby D's.
Yep.
So I've tried those. They're good. Bobby D's got some good wings. I like those. Doobie's had a good burger. I like that. But Billy Sam's, that was their barbecue, their ribs. They're good. They're good. So Billy Sam's is that's what the Moore household eats when it's time to eat out.
Well, to wrap things up, Coach, just what are you most excited about? I know that you guys weren't able to play this season, so we're looking forward to seeing what you and this defensive unit can do as you guys get back on the field. So what are you looking forward to most?
I'm looking forward to coaching, really just coaching my guys. And really just, right now we're being around them. I'm getting to know our guys a lot. On the back end, we got some returners, Keelan Gordon, Montrell Wilson, Jaden Poole. Those guys really, and they're like Montrell, his first year was on the field. He's going to be a returner, but he's kind of an older guy in my room. Keelan, he's an older guy in my room. So being around those guys, they make me excited about competing with those guys. Like right now, we're just practicing and everything's fun. And, we go against our offense, we compete, we're going to get after it. But I look forward to competing week in and week out. Everybody's have heard about the MIAA and how tough it is. Well, I think we got some tough guys, and I think that their mindset and the competitor in them, that makes me excited to coach them, because I think it's easy to coach a dog. I'll say that. It's easy to coach someone with a little dog in them, and I think that a lot of guys on our defense have some dog in them. A lot of guys here have some dog in them, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we can't wait for Hornet football. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you.
We want to thank all of our sponsors, ESB Financial, CPI Technologies, Valu-Net Fiber of Emporia, and Bud Light, Flint Hills Beverage as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back next week with another episode of Corky's Coach's Corner.